Hi, and welcome to another video by Jimthecarguy. Today I'm working on a 2006. It's a Honda Accord with a 2.4-liter engine, and we're just going to be doing some basic maintenance because the car's got about 125,000 miles on it, and the fan belt is making a slight chirping noise. So we're going to be replacing the fan belt with a new one. So let's grab the new belt, I'm going to show you what tools we need, and let's get started. Okay, basically what you're going to need is you're going to need a 14mm wrench. I have a long 14 or 15mm wrench actually. I have a longer version here. You're going to need a screwdriver, or they have a special tool that has a hook on the end to reposition the belt in place. And then I have another one. You don't need to have this, but this is an example of what you can use because the spot that we need to get into is extremely tight. Alright, and basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to come down over here, and this bolt right here is the bolt on the tensioner. I know it's a little bit difficult to see, but this is the tensioner right here we have to release the tension on to get the belt off. Okay, so what we're basically going to do is you're going to release the tension on this here, and the way you're going to do that is two ways. You can get on here with a wrench, like this, and just pry on it, but it's pretty hard to pull because it is such a lot of tension on it. But they actually make a tool that's made just for that, and it's a little bit tight because of the mount itself there. It goes on here like this, and then you can release the tension like that and take the belt off. Now, before I do anything, I just want to show you this too. If you have trouble getting in, this power steering reservoir comes off. You just rock it back and forth, and it comes up and out of the way. Gives you a little more room. I'll show you. A little more room to get your hands in there. I know it doesn't give you much room, but it gives you a little bit more room to get your hands in there. Alright, so now we're going to take this belt off, and before you take the belt off though, you want to try to remember how the belt runs on here. If you don't have a schematic of how the belt goes on here, draw it out. I'm going to show you how I normally do it. Let me grab a piece of paper and I'll show you. Okay. Alright, so it doesn't have to be anything crazy, just as long as you understand what it is. If you have a picture of it, obviously that's the best thing, but if not, you can draw it out on a piece of paper, take a picture with your phone, take a picture with your camera, whatever. But draw it out or take a picture, because once you take the belt off, you're going to be a little confused as to how it goes back on. Alright, so what you're going to do then is you're going to pull this back like this. I'm going to try to do this while holding this. Pull this back and then remove the belt like this, and then just let this down all the way down so that you can remove the belt from the car. Now we are going to move this out of here so we don't drop anything. And we're just going to position that to the side. Alright, then we're going to pull the belt out. That. Right, and now we're going to grab our new belt and we're going to put it back in there. Right, and once you've got your new belt, most of the time the belt is always correct, especially if you get it from a reputable parts store, but it takes 2 seconds to do it just to make sure. Match up your old belt with your new belt to make sure it's the same size, which in this case it is the same size. Alright, now we're going to take our new belt and we're going to snake it back through like we have on our diagram there. I know it's a little difficult for you to see, but I'll do the best I can to show you. Okay. Alright, then what you're going to do is make sure your belt is all around where it's supposed to be, in the grooves the way it's properly installed. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to get that tensioner tool back on here, and we're going to pull this back and put the belt onto the alternator or the power steering, whichever is the easiest one for you. Alright, so I know it's a little hard to see, but this is what we're going to do. Put the tool on here like this, and we're going to pull it back like that. And last thing we're going to do is install the belt I'm going to have to put this down because I need 2 hands. Put it on the alternator where it belongs. I'll show you in a minute. Alright, so basically what I did is I just pried this back here, like that, and slid the belt onto the alternator. And then before you start it up, we're going to look to make sure that everything is connected properly on the belt. Take this out, and then I'm going to point out a couple of things you have to make sure. Make sure your belt is on the on the pulleys the way it's supposed to be in the grooves right here, and that's it. We're all set. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go inside and start it up and make sure everything is okay. All right. So let's do that. Let's get our stuff out of the way. We're just going to check it and make sure everything is still on the way it's supposed to be. And as you can see, everything is on the pulley just the way it's supposed to be. Alright, make sure. And that's it. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to reposition the power steering reservoir back in where we previously took it out. And it just slides right down like this. And that's it. We're all set. Alright, fairly easy when you know what you're doing. Like always, see you on the next one.